Hey sexy people, if this is your first time visiting my channel, welcome. I'm Taylor Sparks, an ethical non-monogamy coach, holistic sexual health and wellness educator, and sex goddess in service to your pleasure and empowerment. Here we explore everything from open relationships, communication, and boundaries to sexual wellness, personal liberation, and of course embracing your most authentic desires. Whether you're curious about ethical non-monogamy, deep into your journey, or looking to enhance your sexual well-being, this is a space for learning, unlearning, and expanding your love and pleasure with confidence. Subscribe now for expert insights, real talk, and transformative tips to help you create relationships and a sex life that truly nourishes you, mind, body, and soul. So here's today's 60 Seconds of Sparks and beyond. When people hear ethical non-monogamy, the first thing that comes to mind is, well, sex and dating multiple people. But what if I told you that some of the most powerful lessons from ethical non-monogamy have nothing to do with sex or romance and could actually strengthen any relationship, even monogamous ones? So whether you're strictly monogamous, curious about ethical non-monogamy, or just looking to create a deeper connection with your partner, stick with me, because these lessons might just transform your relationship. One of the biggest takeaways from ethical non-monogamy is the practice of radical honesty. Many monogamous couples avoid difficult conversations, mostly because they assume we love each other, so we must already be on the same page. But in ethical non-monogamy, open communication is required. We talk about desires, boundaries, fears, insecurities, because there's no room for assumptions. Imagine what your relationship could look like if you and your partner had open, honest conversations, not just about fidelity, but about your emotional needs, your personal growth, and what truly makes you feel fulfilled. If you're in a monogamous relationship, try this. Have a conversation about something you assume your partner already knows about you. Let's use sex as an example. When was the last or the first time that you asked your partner, what type of sex do you enjoy? Give them a safe space to be radically honest with you. No getting upset, no making faces, and no judgment. Sit and wait until they answer. You might be surprised what you learn. A lot of us were raised with the idea that, love equals ownership, that if someone truly loves you, they should never desire freedom outside of that relationship. You belong to me and I belong to you. Love isn't ownership. It's a choice we make every day. Ethical non-monogamy teaches us that healthy relationships thrive when both partners are free to be themselves, when they can grow as individuals and as a couple. And guess what? That applies to monogamous couples too. Ask yourself, do I support my partner's personal growth even when it doesn't directly involve me? Am I giving them space to explore their passions, their friendships, and their individuality? When both partners have the freedom to be their full selves, they come back to the relationship with even more to give. So, how would your relationship change if you and your partner supported each other's individuality as much as your togetherness? And jealousy isn't just a non-monogamy problem. It exists in every relationship. Whether you're seeing one person or five, the difference? Ethical non-monogamy forces you to actually deal with it. Jealousy isn't a red flag, it's a signal. It's your signal or your trigger, kind of like your check engine light in your car. It's your signal to look under your hood, if you will, to figure out what is going on inside. Not for you to start pointing fingers at people and things or incidents outside. Jealousy isn't about your partner. It's about you, your insecurities, your fears, your unspoken needs. Ethical non-monogamy encourages you to get to the root of these emotions instead of reacting to them. Monogamous couples can learn too. Identify the real source of jealousy. Fear or being replaced, lack of attention. Talk about it openly without guilt or blame. Use jealousy as a growth tool instead of a relationship destroyer. Instead of seeing jealousy as a problem, use it as an opportunity to understand yourself better. What is it telling you about you? And how can you communicate that with your partner without blame, right? In monogamous relationships, We assume boundaries are built in, like just don't cheat. I knew a wife who told her husband, do what you want, just don't get caught up. But boundaries are about so much more than that. Ethical non-monogamy teaches us that every relationship is different, and boundaries should be discussed and not assumed. Some examples for monogamous couples. What does emotional intimacy with others look like? Is deep friendship okay? What about venting to a coworker? How do we want to handle, our personal time and space? What are our expectations for communication? When couples consciously create boundaries together, rather than just following difficult rules, or I should say default rules, they build a relationship that actually fits their needs, not society's expectations. So whether you're in a monogamous or non-monogamous relationship, these lessons, radical consumption, autonomy, emotional intelligence, are conscious boundaries. They're universal. Love isn't just about finding the right person. It's about learning how to show up in a way that makes love work. You want to take your relationship to the next level? Whether you're ethically non-monogamous or monogamous, my coaching sessions help couples create deeper, healthier, and more fulfilling relationships. Click the link in the bio or below to book a session. You can book a free clarity call and drop a comment. What's the one thing you learned from this that you want to apply to your relationship? If today's 60 Seconds of Sparks resonated with you, do me a favor, subscribe and hit the like button and share. Be sure to check the bell to be notified of our newest videos. Until next time, bye-bye.